TDSB and looking
Okay,
into
you sure you don't want to do this?
So what the point is, when you get the person, you may end up going.
So Global wanted it, yeah.
Anyway, that's what it is.
It's like the in-person one, just smile, look at your.
Just don't smile.
No, it's your-
Smile. Well, this is great subject.
That's Marion.
Hi, Marion. Well, that's because it's interesting when people come in the middle of the show. But you can sit in Jen's chair. She's on the floor with the bitches.
Well, I've invested $60,000 as a result of mortgaging my house to do the campaign, the SOS campaign from St. John's to Mississauga for the last 5 months. And it's probably going to cost another $50,000 to complete the campaign from Hamilton to actually Iqaluit, Nunavut. And I'm hoping we could get funding for that, and it'll be a total of about $100,000. Mark, I'm talking. I know, but you know what, Mark? We are so close in solving this crisis. It's like every day I wake up, we're one day closer, you know, and if you were with me on the road, Mark, and you've seen all these students that are putting their heart and their passion as they're carrying the torch, and to know that there's over 100 students waiting to carry this torch, I don't know, Mark, maybe you would do the same thing, I don't know.
I intend to introduce legislation once again that's going to radically transform the culture around organ donation. Right now we have a presumed denial. People are presumed not to want their organs to be used. I say that's very un-Ontarian, very un-Canadian. And I'm going to be introducing legislation to provoke more debate. Look, George Marcello has been crisscrossing this country for a decade now, selflessly, with great passion. The Canada doesn't have a stronger advocate out there on the ground for organ donation. He's done a tremendous job. And I think he warrants our support. I'm going to be introducing legislation yet once again that is going to dramatically shift the perspective around organ donation, that is going to acknowledge the presumption that Canadians want their organs to be used and don't want for a medical team or for health professionals to have artificial hurdles put before them at a time where speed is of the essence. Look, when I die, I got a 94 Chev pickup and a whole bunch of organs. I have no use for any of them. Come and get them. Tax assessment is a totally different thing. We're talking about things for which you no longer have any use whatsoever. Those organs are dead weight for the pallbearers. I'm saying let's get rid of the artificial barriers to health teams and medical professionals who have to look for documents, look for consent before they can retrieve an organ, use an organ to save another life from a person who has no use for it whatsoever. He's dead.
Well, as everybody knows, I've been advocating this now for the past 10 years, and those are my personal opinion. It's not representing our campaign as a whole. I'm not asking the students that are carrying the torch to advocate that. They're making up their own minds. But my personal opinion, it's long overdue. Britain is now probably going to be introducing it very shortly, and it's the first Anglo-Saxon country that's going to be doing that. I'm sure once it goes into law there, it'll have a big effect here on Canada, and I think everybody's going to start realizing that the time has come for this, you know, especially if you were in Montreal with me, Mark, and you've seen the 2-year-old girl right now as we speak, Zoe Bernard. She's waiting for a heart transplant, and she's fighting every day to just survive every day. And if this presumed consent was intact already, I bet you she would have received her heart by now. So that's really the story.
You're not getting paid for an organ, you're getting paid to exercise the choice that even I acknowledge has to exist. We don't even have that in the province of Ontario. The government had an opportunity to adopt a regime whereby people would be required to indicate yes or no on a driver's license. They turned that down. That was the Frank Cleese bill. Vermont demonstrates that there are some meaningful things that can be done right here and now with zero cost and without there being any need for any protracted debate. I still insist that we've got to radically change the culture around organ donation, and we're going to do that by debating concepts like presumed intent. You know, that blue ribbon panel set up by Mr. McGinty was going to discuss the broad range of organ donation. Obviously, it wasn't well promoted, it wasn't well undertaken, it wasn't reaching out there to the community. I go with George Marcello to a high school, and I see him reaching out to hundreds and thousands of kids at a time who respond very positively. Why that high-priced blue ribbon panel couldn't do that beats me.
Okay, we're going to show that Hamilton kids are tough, snowstorm or no snowstorm. Adrian Bradley from Sir John A. Macdonald will be there ready to carry the torch at 12 noon at the fountain at James and King. He's going to get an excellent escort from Hamilton's finest, and we're going to have MPP Andrea Horvath there, and MP David Christofferson, and the mayor and chief of police. They're all going to be there. And let's show what Hamilton can do, even if there is a snowstorm. We're going to carry that torch. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lawrence.
Pleasure.
Thanks, guys. That's wonderful.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you so much, George.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Peter, could you pick it up by the cabinet office on second floor?
You want to see what a cabinet?
Yeah, I want you to drop by. I gotta go do a stake out right now. Bring Peter back?
Okay.
You see the kid? Thank you so much. Sure.
What a great line. It's just dead weight from the ball. Jesus.
I like that one.
That was a good one. How long did it take you to come up with that one?
No, I just had a couple you got to trivialize this. People have this romantic attachment to their organ.
Johnny, you speed up that,
Oh, I love this dramatic
more
attachment.
guy that McHagger down.
No,
It's already done?
Grateful to my liver.
What was it slow?
Oh, yeah.
What did they call it?
I don't know.
What did you tell us?
I just said, I got talking to Sharon, so they know what's going on with Barry. I just said it's awards, Queen's Park Awards.
Oh, okay. So it's in